Well, maybe, yeah. Somewhere down the line, that's right. But Wednesdays here on the program, we like to put the spotlight on the farm women's group, CommonGround.
CommonGround is a group of farm women who want to be a resource for consumers who want to know more about how their food is grown. And so joining us today with more on this is Ruth Ready from the Scribner area up in my neck of the woods. Nice to see you.
Good to see you too.
Yeah, how's everything going up in Scribner?
Well, wet like everybody else, but we're getting things done, and we're very fortunate. We've got most of our crop in.
Do you? Okay.
And hopefully we only have to do it one time, and things don't get flooded out. But we had a little flooding again yesterday. The Elkhorn River decided to go back out, and so we never know.
You never know.
Man.
I know.
We plan for the, hope for the best and plan for the worst.
That's right. Oh, yes.
Got to deal with it, I know. So what are we talking about today, Ruth?
Well, I would like to talk a little bit about glyphosate. Glyphosate's been in the news a lot lately, and glyphosate is the active ingredient chemical that is in the brand name product Roundup. Although they now use Roundup as simply a brand name. And so one product I've seen is Roundup for Lawns, and Roundup for Lawns contains no glyphosate whatsoever. And so if we use the actual scientific name, glyphosate, then we know exactly what we're talking about. I grew up kind of using them interchangeably, and so when I first saw Roundup for Lawns, I thought, how's that going to work? Because it's going to turn your lawn white and kill your grass. But it's not actually glyphosate.
It doesn't have that chemical formula in it.
No, it has other active herbicide ingredients in that particular product. And so it gets very confusing when you go into the store. And unfortunately, when you go in and homeowners go in and buy their lawn products or whatever, the print is tiny. And for some of us, we have to put on our readers.
That's right.
And then get out the magnifying glass and make sure that we know what the chemical product is we're putting on. And farmers do that all the time. We know the active ingredient in our herbicides and choose it specifically for what it's going to target.
I know we don't have enough time really to talk about this, but I wanted to get into it just briefly. We've heard some things about Roundup, about glyphosate. Is it safe or not? Is it something that farmers should be using or no?
Glyphosate is a tool that we have, and it is as safe as any tool that we might use. I like to kind of compare glyphosate to a tool in your toolbox. Just like your hammer is a tool in your toolbox, if you use the hammer improperly, you can certainly hurt something. You know, you hit your thumb, or you hit.
Yeah.
It's been used as a weapon. The same is true for glyphosate. Used properly, with label directions, it is an incredibly valuable tool in our toolbox. And without it, we would have to use other tools that may be much more of a safety issue than glyphosate is. Relatively, in the world of herbicides, glyphosate is a very, very safe herbicide.
Okay, well, it's good to know. Interesting. I know there's been a lot of talk. It's been in the news, and so we're glad that you're here to kind of tell us a little more about it.
You bet.
All right.
I appreciate that.
And you're sticking around with a recipe, is that
Yes.
right?
Yes, we're going to do a little rhubarb cooking. This has been a perfect spring for rhubarb. The rain hasn't been great for everything, but rhubarb has loved it.
Great. I love rhubarb. I'm looking forward to
There we
this.
go.
All right.